Hello, what's going on everyone? It's Theepiccuber here and welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to solve the 2x2 Rubik's Cube using the Ortega method. There are a couple of things that I'm going to require that you do know how to do before we get into this video. First of all, I'm going to require that you guys already know how to solve the 2x2 and you are very fluent with being able to learn algorithms. And when I'm talking about with algorithms, that means learning notation and knowing notation. That's basically like the R turn and the R prime and the U turn and the U prime and everything along those lines. This method that I'm going to be teaching you is significantly faster than the other method, or the beginner's method, where you basically solve a full solid block on the bottom layer and then you move into the top layer and then you position each corner piece and then you orient each corner piece. That's the beginner's method, and we are going to differ from that actually quite a bit. In this method, you should be able to get under 5 seconds with a good amount of practice and definitely some really fast single solves as well. Before we get going with how to solve the puzzle using Ortega, we need to do a scramble so that we are all on the same page. So we're going to hold the green in front and the white on top, and we're going to perform this scramble: R prime, F2, R prime, U, F2, U prime, R prime, F2, U2. Okay, now that we are all on the same page with the scramble, we can go ahead and get started with how to solve the cube. When I am solving the 2x2, I found it very easy to learn how to be color neutral, especially because I started doing this when I first learned this method. So I would definitely recommend that you guys try and learn to be color neutral right off the bat. But thankfully, lucky for all of you who solve from the white side of the cube, I'm actually going to start there. The first thing that you are going to be looking for when you are solving Ortega is a solid pair. So you're just looking for two of the same color, and if you don't have those, that's okay. Because what we're going to be doing is we are going to be building a solid color on the bottom of the puzzle, but we do not worry about which corners match up. So I would consider this to be a great sign right here. We have the solid color on the bottom, but notice that the corners don't match up. We don't really need to care about that right now. So as we pair the bottom, there are going to be 3 possible cases. The first possible case is that none of the corners will match up. Right here is an example of that, where we have a solid solid color on the bottom, but we don't have any of these corner pieces matching up on the bottom layer of the puzzle. The second possible case occurs when we are solving the bottom and we have a mismatched corner piece, but we also have a pair on the other side of the puzzle. Say if we were solving from the yellow side of the cube, this would be an example of that. With yellow on the bottom, you can see that we would have a pair down here, a block that matches up both in the yellow and in the red, but we also have another side of the puzzle that doesn't match up at all. And the third and final case is when we have a fully solved bottom pair, just like we would when we were solving the beginner's method. Really quick, here is an example of that. So as we are solving the bottom layer of this puzzle, I want you guys to keep that in mind and be sure to be paying attention and trying to look ahead and seeing which one you're going to get. Because after we solve this, we're going to be doing a bunch of algorithms on the top layer, and for the majority of them, you're going to want a solid pair facing towards you. And if you don't have a solid pair on the bottom, well, we have a whole nother algorithm for that. So first of all, getting started, I noticed that this white color down here would be a perfect place to start. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build a solid white face down here and not worry about which color exactly we're at. So, or excuse me, which way the corner pieces are positioned in the same color. So what I'm going to do is I'm first going to insert this white piece right here. So I'm going to insert that in. All the while I'm thinking of what could possibly happen, what could pair up. And then I'm going to insert this other piece right here. And you can notice that that actually did give us a 2 corner pieces paired and the other pieces broken up. So I'm probably going to want to hold the puzzle like this. I'm going to let you guys just kind of mess around with building the bottom of the puzzle, and you'll see after a while that there really are only 3 possible cases. And so it is quite straightforward, but it's just a matter of being able to look ahead and pair up the bottom as quickly as possible. After we're done with the bottom of the puzzle, we're going to move ahead into the second step of Ortega. And in this step, it's actually exactly the same as to look OLL. So if you guys already know your OLL algorithms, this should be really, really easy. If you guys don't know your OLL algorithms, I'm not going to be going over them in this video. However, I do have a video on them for the 3x3. So I'm going to link that up in the description. You guys can go ahead and watch that video, learn the algorithms from there, then come on back to this video. You'll notice that the algorithms are actually exactly the same, just minus the edge pieces. What the OLL step is going to accomplish is it is going to position the whole top layer of the puzzle a solid color. Now, you won't always, in this case, I got it to where the whole top layer is solved, but this will not always happen. Sometimes these corner pieces won't match up and we can go on from there. But the general idea is to solve a solid color on the top layer and then move into a final algorithm, which is going to solve the puzzle. Now, for the last step of the puzzle, what we're going to do is we are going to position the top layer and flip these corners around to where they match up with each other and finally solve the puzzle. There are 6 cases that you can get, well, I guess really 8, but 2 of them are just a puzzle where you flip it over and it's the same algorithm. So there are 6 algorithms that we are going to learn here, and this is actually the first one right here. This happens when you're solving the puzzle and you get the whole bottom layer completely solved. And then on the top, you have 2 pairs matched up, and you also have 2 broken pairs. This algorithm is actually just the T-perm from from PLL. And so if you already know your PLL algorithms, you don't even need to watch this portion of the video or really pay attention to it. And so what we're going to do is we're going to hold the puzzle like this. We are going to hold it with the solid block on the bottom and the solved pair on the top left of the puzzle, and the 2 pairs that need to be swapped on the top right. Then we are going to perform this algorithm. R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R2, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, F prime. And that will solve the cube. Sometimes when you are solving the puzzle, you will solve it to where you have a broken pair on the bottom, a solved pair on the bottom, and then you will do your OLL algorithm and the whole top layer will turn out to be solved. In this case, all you do is you flip the cube over, then you do your T-perm because you have 2 paired up to solve the puzzle. This next algorithm that we're going to learn happens when you again have a solid block on the bottom of the cube, but on the top you don't have any of the corner pieces matching up. This is actually just the Y-perm from PLL from 3x3. So again, if you already know PLL, you are in luck. But if you don't, I'm going to go ahead and teach you this algorithm. It doesn't matter how you hold the puzzle so long as the solid block is still on the bottom, and then you perform this algorithm. F, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, F prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R, F prime. And that will solve the puzzle. You may need to turn the top layer to get it all the way solved. Again, you may be solving the puzzle and you'll get it to where there are no pairs on the bottom of the cube, but then you'll do your OLL and the whole top layer turns out to be solved. In this case, you just turn over the cube again and then do your Y permutation to solve the puzzle. Now, I am leaving links in the description to all of these algorithms. However, for this one, there is no link, or the page that I send you to, it has a different algorithm for it. I think that this algorithm that I'm going to teach you is significantly easier. So this case happens when you're solving the whole bottom layer and you have a 2 paired right here and you have a broken pair in the back. And then you do your OLL algorithm and you have a single pair on the top and a broken pair in the back. And it can come in really any orientation up there. But you're going to want to hold the puzzle to where you have the complete solid solved block in front of you with the color that you started solving from on the bottom and the color that you're solving to on the top. So you're going to have the paired up pair right here and the paired up pair right here. And then you're going to do this algorithm. R2, U prime, B2, U2, R2, U prime, R2. On to the next case. This case happens when you're solving the bottom and you don't have any pairs on the bottom of the cube. So you'll notice that you don't have any corners matched up, and then you do your OLL algorithm on the top and you get a single pair. It doesn't matter how you hold the bottom of this cube. All you have to do is look at the top and make sure that the paired up pair is in front of you. Then you're going to do this algorithm. R, U prime, R, F2, R prime, U, R prime. And then you just position the top layer to where it is solved. This next case that we are going to learn is the inverse of the last case. So this one happens when you're solving the bottom and you have a paired up pair on the bottom and a mismatched pair on the bottom, and then you do your OLL algorithm on the top and you don't have any pairs on the top. So again, you hold it to where you have the paired up pair on the bottom of the cube facing you, and then you do this algorithm, which is actually exactly the same, but just the inverse turns. L, D prime, L, F2, L prime, D, L prime. And that will solve the cube. Again, you may need to turn the top layer to get it solved. All right, everybody, we are already on to our last algorithm that we're going to learn in our last case. And this one is actually the easiest one, so it's really good that we can finish on this one. This one happens when you have no pairs on the bottom and no pairs on the top. So you're solving, you don't have any pairs on the bottom, and you know that because you're looking ahead, and then you do your OLL algorithm on the top, and you find that you also don't have any pairs on the top. So this is actually only a 3-turn, or really I guess you could consider it a 6-turn algorithm. So it doesn't matter how you hold it as long as you have the solid color on the bottom and the solid color on the top. Then you do this algorithm. R2, F2, R2. And then you just position the top, and just like that, it is solved. Now on this algorithm, there is a really easy way to execute it, which makes it really fast. And that is basically you turn the right side up one the same time you turn the left side down one, if that makes any sense. So if I do that, if I turn the right side up as I turn the left side down, that's going to make the U face my back face. So if I do that at the same time, it's going to make it put those together to where they're lined up. That's actually an R2 equivalent to it. Then I do a U2, and then I bring them back. If you do it that way, it can be executed very, very quickly. All right, everybody, we have sadly just reached the end of this video. Leave a like if this did help you, and if you have any questions, leave a comment. I will certainly try and answer them. Sometimes there's a lot of comments on these videos, and I can't get around to all of them. But anyway, we have sadly reached the end of this video. I hope that you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like. And if you like more content, please subscribe. Also, do not forget to check out my Instagram. Links will be in the description of this video. I'm the Theepiccuber, and you have an epic day. Bye.